Something that I really enjoy about decision-based games is the ability to control who dies or who doesn't. Cause sometimes you really be wanting a character to survive, but also having the ability to kill a character that you don't like can be just as satisfying. But not all decision-based games allow you to dictate who dies or doesn't, and I wish I knew that as a kid, cause little me thought there was no way Lee went out like this. I was scouring the internet looking for alternate endings, theories, something to give me hope that this man was alive, and the way that this man got bit got me so mad. This decayed zombie was just perfectly hidden behind this cardboard box, making zero noises, and just lunges at Lee like an apex predator. That was some hoe ass shit, Telltale. And we even got the option to cut Lee's hand off to stop the infection from spreading, and that shit was brutal. Dave Fenoy, who does Lee's voice acting, was in the studio screaming like he actually got his arm chopped off. Then there's the final scene where you get the option to shoot Lee or let him turn. With Clementine, an 8-year-old, Telltale really didn't give a fuck about our feelings. Now, as sad as Lee's death was, Joel's death was like 20 times worse. Cause at least with Lee's death, it happens slowly and he still gets to be with Clementine. Joel just gets brutally murdered in the beginning of the game, right in front of Ellie. Then Naughty Dog said, "I know y'all mad that we killed y'all favorite character. So here's what we're gonna do. Let y'all play as the person who killed Joel for the majority of the game." Yeah, I don't know if there's a video game death that angered so many people before. Like, people are still spam commenting on Google reviews to this day. This game came out in the summer of 2020. Like, I've seen this type of hatred directed at movies or TV shows, but at a video game death? And the craziest part about Joel's death was it was actually leaked way before the game even came out, and I saw it, and that shit still didn't soften the blow. It was like blocking a gunshot with a pillow. But yeah, Naughty Dog deserves its credit because they reached peak hatred and still delivered one of the greatest story mode games ever. Now moving on to a game that actually did allow you to control the outcome of the playable characters, Until Dawn. I remember watching other YouTubers play this game, thinking to myself, is it even possible for all the characters to survive? Because for some characters, the game definitely wanted to keep characters alive for the sake of the overall story. But for some other characters, you gotta really make every right move to keep them alive. And even if you did make the right choices, some of the quick time events were surprisingly hard and extremely punishing. And if you got shaky hands, my brother, this game is not for you. Because whenever these quick time events would come up, you really had to lock in. And for a piece of tech that came out in 2013, them PS4 controllers were tracking every little movement, especially in that final house scene. They ran off like 1,000,000 quick time events in the span of 5 minutes. Wendigo's right up in my face, and I was just in my room, stiff as a board, holding my breath for no reason at all. That had to be one of the most engaging moments I had playing a video game. Now moving on to the next game, GTA 5. To this day, I don't know if there'll ever be a game that I was just excited for to have in my possession. I remember going to GameStop with my pops to buy this game, listening to the employee describe the contents of the game.
Assault, theft, fraud, DUI, breaking and entering, solicitation, armed robbery, shoplifting, aggravated assault on a police officer, and more.
Like, bro, you didn't have to do that. But yeah, even with the high-ass expectations I had for this game, it delivered. And I really liked the route they went with the ending. Now, for those of you that don't remember how this game ended, because this game is really starting to reach Unk status, there was basically 3 options. Kill Michael, kill Trevor, or the Death Wish option, which was the option that most people chose, because why wouldn't you want to play as every character after you complete the main story? But if we're really being honest here, if there was no Death Wish option, I probably would have killed Trevor. And I know a lot of people liked him because of how crazy he was. Like, switching to Trevor's character and seeing him doing some wild stuff in Sandy Shores, or activating rage mode and literally being able to survive being hit by a train was definitely fun. But with the connection that Franklin and Michael built in this game, if someone did have to die, I think Trevor was the way to go. And even if you look at how the game starts, Michael's going to a therapist about his family life, and then to see those things actually resolving themselves towards the end of the game, there's no way I was going to kill Michael. Now, this next death happened in a time where you were even lucky if your parents could afford this game. While your parents were going through the 2008 stock market crash, kids all around the world experienced one of the biggest betrayals in gaming history by the hands of General Shepard. And if you really just take a good time to look at Shepard, like just really look at him, this guy just looks like pure evil. Like the type of guy to eat his oats with cold water. Like, this might be the guy that's keeping black licorice in business. But yeah, just off his demeanor alone, we should have known something was off with him. But I can't lie, as much as I hated this man for murking Ghost and Roach, the way he did it was very tough. He gets the DSM from Ghost and Roach, then hits them with a tough one-liner.
Good. That's one less loose end.
And shoots both of them. Like, buddy, who do you think you are? I know General Shepard was cooking up that line the night before, just rehearsing that shit in the mirror. And something I never noticed in this scene is Ghost actually does a quick double take. Like, wait, what is in that file, big bro? Huh? Then he gets popped. That shit was really tragic. Realizing you were the method immediately after getting scammed is a fate I wouldn't wish on nobody. And then the saddest part of the whole scene is you can hear Captain Price screaming into Ghost's comms as they pour gasoline on Ghost and Roach. And bro must have heard it, cause he ignites the fire with his own cigar, just being disrespectful for the sake of being disrespectful. And as mad as that made me, I just had to respect how villainous this man was moving. Like, even in the final scene, in a 2v1, this man was just handling business. Like, this man threw a double headbutt combo. He uppercuts him with the top of his head, then ropes him in for a forehead to forehead headbutt. Who does he think he is? Nobody in human civilization has ever even thought to attempt some shit like that. And then bro has the audacity to just menacingly walk down Captain Price. This man really thinks he's starring in an action movie. Them cold water oats and black licorice must be some special potion. And to top it all off, the way you defeat him is by ripping a knife out of your chest and throwing it at him. Such a badass way to kill such a badass villain.